Hello, thank you for joining me. My name is Dennis and welcome to my art channel. Today we're going to be doing a watercolor with a little restriction. I'm only going to be using one pigment, one color for the entire painting. From start to finish, I'm only going to be using dioxazine purple. Or dioxazine? Dioxazine? I'm not 100% sure how this one is pronounced, but you get the gist. You can see it's a purple, it's a violet, it's the blue-red kind of color. Being a bit playful to start, already got brushed through a little bit of a wash. Cover every square inch of the paper with a little bit of color. That's always the plan to start. And from there, grabbing a bit of a smaller brush. This one's just a little round brush, and just tossing some paint around, seeing what feels right, what feels alright, what feels good. Maybe some emphasis in some areas, maybe using some dry brush in others. Still trying to fill in some of the little gaps, little areas along the way that I find. Any places that are still totally bare, as I do want as much of this filled out as possible. I want to get good contrast and depth and layering and all of the good stuff that comes with putting in some time and effort on a watercolor painting. It looks like a good start, but it does take a little bit of pushing, a little bit of pulling, maybe a little bit of throwing, flicking and whipping, and just like, I don't know, every which way of trying to manifest something within this page. What is that something? I'm not entirely certain. Honestly, we're going a bit on feeling here. Just seeing what feels right, what might be a good progression of the whole image, rather than focusing on any small area, although it is important for getting the details in. I am trying to work all the way around the image at all times. I'm not lingering at one place for too long. I'm trying to create an overall improvement to the look. I guess I'm trying to improve the look. I wouldn't be trying to make it worse, of course, but who knows? Maybe making it look a little worse is what it needs in order to have the right feeling, have the right message behind it. For me, purple is my favorite color, so I feel good things looking at this right now. I'm quite pleased with how it's developing. Let me know what you think in the comments down below as the painting progresses. How you interpret what you see, or how you feel about these strokes, these lines, this color, the overwhelming force of purple. I think it's a little harder than having multiple colors, since you do have to rely on just the amount of water and the amount of pigment for lightness, rather than being able to just switch over to, say, a yellow for just a blanket example of a lighter color, lighter valued color. Anywhere that you put yellow on will most likely be lighter than whatever it's sitting on, aside from, I guess, like a white white sheet of paper. In that regard, this violet, this purple, is probably the darkest out of all the colors. Blue and violet tend to have kind of a darker value inherently, and I feel like because of that it takes nicely to this kind of monochromatic painting. It reminds me a bit of all blue kind of paintings, but it's not blue, it's purple. It's like a bit more like I guess makes me think of space in a way, like a bit of a galaxy kind of vibe, or maybe just flowers, something like lotuses, something that's violet, maybe alliums, think of purple alliums. Mark. Making a mark. Making a lot of marks. Takes, I mean, honestly, I've never counted. Honestly, it would be kind of insane to count. But I bet there's at least 1,000 brush strokes in this painting, I'd say. Maybe more. I don't know. I guess we could do some math and start counting like how many brush strokes are in a certain number of seconds and then multiply that by how long the video is, but this is about art. This is about the math. But my point here is it takes all these little pieces, little additions to make one whole painting. Sometimes it works, sometimes I feel like I need to go back and readjust perhaps what I even just did. Get things a little darker. Change up where the eye lands. Right now there's a lot of emphasis, I feel like, in the central kind of area. So I'm gonna try to spread that focus outwards a little more. Make things right along all the edges. Make sure things are settled in all the corners. I say it a lot, but I'll say it again because I feel like I always, in the past, I always neglected those areas. Focused on working on the center and then working my way out instead of thinking about the whole image, and the image is bigger than what fits on this page. The image is bigger than what fits on any page, I would hope. Break the boundaries. That's what I feel like a couple of my art teachers in the past have said, and I think it bears as really good advice to just not even think about the edge of the paper. I mean, at some point, I guess you do have to acknowledge that something isn't going to fit and where you want it to, but I feel like it makes for a stronger art, stronger piece when you have kind of, just art bigger than the medium that's holding it. Make the brain work a little more and imagine the space that maybe originally encompassed it. I guess in this case, just the mechanisms of my mind. But I feel like I'm just explaining my thoughts here. It's not too deep. I'm literally just going around trying to fix in any little areas, make some marks, and just generally make it look good. Have some areas of patches of color, have some areas of linear kind of marks, some areas of more curved marks, some that are squiggly, some spots with more straight and blocky strokes, but all those kind of different applications and textures, I hope, combine into something that's interesting beyond just, oh wow, it's purple. You know? Yeah. Yeah. I feel like we're nearing the climax of this painting. Now that I'm touching the corners of it, I know for sure, like, yeah, the end is coming soon. Kind of take some wild guesses about where the last strokes might end up. Towards the bottom, towards the top. Maybe a little bit in that corner over there. Add a little face, a little hidden Waldo somewhere in the painting maybe. I'm not really the kind of person to do that, but maybe I'll add a little flower or figure somehow and incorporate it. But I think if I remember correctly, that was me just touching up the edge, because it didn't catch right at the. I didn't catch where I wanted it to. But yeah. Get some close-ups of this here painting. I am interested in what you think of what this painting is and how it makes you feel. So please, if you have any thoughts, let me know in the comments. If this is your first time here, please subscribe. Thank you once again for watching. I hope you have a wonderful weekend and I hope to catch you next week. Cheers. Peace out.